Hey everyone, how are you doing? Got some good news here. Aptera has continued to advance their PI to production, and we know that we're all waiting for the PI3 and the PI4 so we can see the testing that's being done. But the motor that they came out with is very interesting, so we're going to talk about that. So let's get into it. All right, welcome back to my channel. It's good to have everybody here. So we're going to look at this new motor that they're transitioning to, and we're going to talk about Chris McCannon is talking to Steve Fambro and Robert as they talk about how he feels about the motor and everything that he does according to the position that he's in. So let's check this video out and talk about it afterwards.
Really exciting time. There's a lot of excitement going on right now at Aptera right now, I'd say. I mean, stuff is really going on everywhere in every zone. It's pretty nuts. I mean, you're probably stupid busy, aren't you, Richard?
Yeah. There's a lot of work to create that progress.
Yes, exactly. That's great. Well, now let's talk about the drivetrain. I mean, people who are watching this video have recently seen the monthly update where we announced the Vitesco EMR3 as our drivetrain for production. Can you tell me a little bit about the EMR3?
Yeah, it's an exciting unit. It includes the DC to AC inverter, the electric motor, and the gearbox, including differential, all in one unit. So there are just two cable connections for the DC bus. There's no separate inverter. It has one coolant in port, one coolant out port. So it is liquid cooled, allowing us to maintain the performance that we need. And really, it's a very tightly integrated package that's very compact and fits, in our unique aerodynamic nose cone. So it's quite an exciting unit. It's 150 kilowatts, 300 Newton meters. We are able to maintain a high level of performance that I think will generate the excitement that our drivers are looking for. And I'm just really excited with the integration that we're doing to make this part of our vehicle.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, as folks know, the PI builds, we're building that first vehicle right now, the Mercury, which is PI2. So I think by naming it Mercury, we unleashed a torrent of either astronautic theme and Greek god theme names, for the rest of the project: Artemis, Hermes, etc., Gemini. But we hope to demonstrate that, by mid-August is our target. And driving around, I think we have a very, very, very limited specification, that we've given the engineering team. So this first driving Bink is not going to be a fast vehicle or track vehicle. It will be in a few months after that, but we hope to demonstrate that very soon.
Yeah, that's super exciting. It's fun to see all the integration work going on downstairs with the motor. Really cool. Well, let's for a minute talk about when this change started happening behind the scenes. And a lot of people are wondering, did this delay did we have to modify the CPC parts? Did this delay the suspension? What changes went about with introducing the EMR3? And is it going to further delay production, or is it actually going to potentially bring production forward?
The short answer is, we're still on track with making the first, I'd say, production intent units in 2025. So it did cause us to redesign some of the chassis and frame, obviously, to package this motor. In-wheel motors are simpler to package, and that's one of the attractions about them,
right?
Amongst other things. But for us, there were just a couple of factors that made, we're developing so much from scratch, right? We have this zonal architecture system. We have a mountain of software to write. We have a new carbon SMC body, and of course, new solar panels that couldn't be made before we developed the IP to make them.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of new stuff that we're doing. And at some point, you just have to draw a line and say, look, we can only innovate so much and launch, on time. And so for us to really keep to the launch schedule, we felt just having something more mature initially would be the best for Aptera, the product, shareholders, everybody involved. At the same time, keeping a very clear idea of how in-wheel motors can be used in the all-wheel drive version moving forward. But at launch, we felt this powertrain change was a necessary step to simplify all of the remaining tasks that we had to do in order to launch on time.
Right. And to be clear, this has been, let's say locked in for a while, right? So like the
Yes.
crash simulations that people have seen previously, it's all been with the inboard motor.
So you can see why they're so impressed with this motor. It's a highly integrated high voltage axle drive that combines a permanent magnet, synchronous motor, inverter, and reducer in one unit. It's just one small unit, and the size of it is 400 millimeters by 350 millimeters by 500 millimeters. So, I mean, it's a pretty small unit, and as he brought out, it will actually fit in the aerodynamic nose cone of the Aptera. But they've already made the changes, as Steve brought out. Another thing is it's 150 kilowatt, 300 newton meters. So, I mean, it's a pretty nice motor within a small package. And this thing is no doubt they're going for it because of cost and simplicity. There's only one intake and one outtake for the coolant fluid, and it's fluid cooled. So that's impressive as well. But you can see how excited they are with this motor. And another thing is that Vitesco, they've actually had this motor out for a while. They finally upgraded to 3. They got a new one coming out now. They have the EMR4 that's coming out, which is actually smaller and it's even more powerful. But for me, I hope they go back to the in-wheel motors. Eventually the price is going to start dropping, but I think they get more bang for your buck with the in-wheel motors and more control, more stability. However, whichever way they go, I'll be happy with for now. But just something for them to think about. They've already made the changes that they needed to the body frame to be able to house the motor. And, I think this is great because he brought out that they can come out with this much sooner. This falls in line with their plan to come out with the Aptera in 2025. So as for me, I'm just speaking for myself. I would much rather get the Aptera sooner than having to wait for them to make all these changes. Because I know the longer they wait, the more they're putting themselves in line to end up going out of business. They definitely need to get this vehicle out on the road. But how do you feel about that? Let me hear your suggestions. I want to hear your comments about everything that they're doing. I'm not totally impressed with the one axle motor, but to get the Aptera out, I'll be really happy just to get my vehicle. But, that's just my thoughts. Like I said, how do you feel? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to my patrons. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. But I appreciate everybody that's watching the video. And if you're new here, hit the like, ring the bell, subscribe, and you catch all my videos when they come out. But I think that this is impressive. I think that once they come out with it, I think a lot of people are still going to be happy with it. I know I'll be happy with it because I know I have the Aptera in my hand. And once they take off, then they can go ahead and redesign the Aptera the way they actually wanted to design it. But anyway, you guys take care. We'll catch you later. Y'all have a good one. And we'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.